sana colita de rana, si no sanas hoy, sanarás mañana. Padre, del Hijo y del Espíritu Santo. Creo en Dios Padre Todopoderoso, Creador del cielo y de la tierra, y en Jesucristo su único Hijo, nuestro Señor, que fue concebido por obra y gracia del Espíritu Santo, y nació de Santa María Virgen. Padeció bajo el poder de Poncio Pilato, fue crucificado, muerto y sepultado, descendió a los infiernos, al tercer día resucitó entre los muertos, subió a los cielos y está sentado a la diestra de Dios Padre Todopoderoso. Desde ahí ha de venir a juzgar a los vivos y a los muertos.
Creo en el Espíritu Santo, la Santa Iglesia Católica, la comunión de los santos, el perdón de los pecados, la resurrección de la carne y la vida eterna. Amén.
Padre nuestro que estás en el cielo, santificado sea tu nombre. Venga a nosotros tu reino, hágase tu voluntad en la tierra como en el cielo.
Danos hoy nuestro pan de cada día, y perdona nuestras ofensas, como también nosotros perdonamos a los que nos ofenden. No nos dejes caer en tentación, y líbranos del mal. Amén.
Dios te salve María, llena eres de gracia, el Señor es contigo. Bendita eres entre todas las mujeres, y bendito es el fruto de tu vientre Jesús.
Santa María, Madre de Dios, ruega por nosotros pecadores, ahora y en la hora de nuestra muerte. Amén.
Dios te salve María, llena eres de gracia, el Señor es contigo. Bendita eres entre todas las mujeres, y bendito es el fruto de tu vientre Jesús.
Santa María, Madre de Dios, ruega por nosotros pecadores, ahora y en la hora de nuestra muerte. Amén.
Dios te salve María, llena eres de gracia, el Señor es contigo. Bendita eres entre todas las mujeres, y bendito es el fruto de tu vientre Jesús.
Santa María, Madre de Dios, ruega por nosotros pecadores.
Denial. This first stage of grieving helps us to survive the loss. In this stage, the world becomes meaningless and overwhelming. Life makes no sense. We are in a state of shock and denial. We go numb. We wonder how we can go on, if we can go on, why we should go on. We try to find a way to simply get through each day. Denial and shock help us to cope and make survival possible. Denial helps us to pace our feelings of grief. There is a grace in denial. It is nature's way of letting in only as much as we can handle. As you accept the reality of the loss and start to ask yourself questions, you are unknowingly beginning the healing process. You are becoming stronger, and the denial is beginning to fade. But as you proceed, all the feelings you were denying begin to surface.
I want you to know that it's okay, that you can let go. It's okay.
However, if nothing is done about the cause of cirrhosis, continuing to drink heavily, for example, or if the underlying disease such as hepatitis goes untreated, the pressure in the portal vein may increase to the point where the few remaining worker cells are overwhelmed. As cirrhosis progresses, the most common symptoms are weakness, fatigue, loss of appetite, nausea, vomiting, weight loss, abdominal pain and bloating when fluid accumulates in the abdomen, itching, spider-like blood vessels on the skin, so spirit as in essence, almost soul, rather than linking to any depiction of a spirit. However, the imagery used for an ethereal spirit may well be based on how alcohol burns. No, there is no cure for cirrhosis. The damage already done to your liver is permanent. However, depending on the underlying cause of your cirrhosis, there may be actions you can take to keep your cirrhosis from getting worse. These actions include: stop drinking alcohol.
Winding and weeping as the forest crisped and kissed the sky, gray snowflakes awoke as in the morning. The cartilage on my sister's nose had peeled to the bone. She cried as the smoke inhalation finally decided that it was enough. I remember laying in the dirt for 6 weeks, hunkered down in the canyon, slowly oscillating into the obsolete. I didn't mean to give you bad directions. Awash, pulled down to the cellar, we found a switch.
4. Dream entry 05. Felt my chest sink in and my kidneys collapse. A butterfly molted in the mirror, tangled up on the bypass. In my last days I tried not to burden others. I tried to hold the door open by myself or grapple with my SPPOON. The glow above our heads didn't dim, even as I struggled for air. I felt my palms sink in and my heart relapsed. I saw myself walk out that door the other day. Assured of nothing, I turned.
I often don't like to think. To think about much of anything just seems to cause distress, and I am a bit exhausted. Never the right time to go. Please just make it all right. I know you're alive, and nothing is ever finished. Never was a lie, and now I am finished. We are going to be okay. I just want to let you know that we will be okay. The sun will crest once again and will shimmer in the glimmer of it all. You laugh and I swell with so much. It's all right, and I found time to be alone. Embraced myself. Never meant to tear at the stress. How many years are in a light year? Mutter in distraction. It's okay to break down. Box it up and step away. Time to go. I recalled you out there in the current, whispering above the curtain. I recalled that you failed, that I stepped too fast and spilled the water. Currently I am.
April 22nd. I feel good. I got a fresh haircut today. We went to eat dinner afterwards. And as I sit across from him, I look at him. And I remember our life together. I'm so thankful and so happy. But inside I'm trying to be strong. I'm worried. I'm fearful. Because there's just something not right. I'm not sure what it is. But even though I feel good and I feel fresh and new, I worry. I want this memory to last. I want this dinner to last. I don't want it to end. I don't want to say goodbye. We had a good dinner. Great conversation, lots of laughs. We've always gotten along so well. And even though in time in life there were lapses in our presence, I'm forever connected.
The stigmata of Vara shone through, upheld the glade out loud. I need you when I go, A.3 12 Steps, Definition of Lamb, a returning soundscape, riverbed, bird's eye, heart monitor footage. Why do they call it spirits? A definition of spirits? Over a black screen, monologue poems, 1 minute scream, help me! Clock heartbeat, tethered obituary, locust fireworks, confession prayers underneath, emergency alarm system, grandma's house channel, visions of water, will O, the wisp, O Maria held La Valle, close-up conversations with God, C point U point, close-up, verse stream, verse memory, sunk equal light, opening quick succession of yellow form, dial tone, lullaby for the child, describes visions and dreams, rising noise, stick figure cut to, every chapter opens with a question, impacts of cirrhosis, I feel it in my bones, felt the distance in the stars, clock, heartbeat. Time is but a dream, I'm only temporarily fading. Two people talking over each other. Hollow men, Dante's Inferno, trapped in my own hell. Notes from the underground, bookend poems. Definition of alcohol introduces each chapter. We hear a confession. Proceed with song and prayer. Pray the Rosary. Watch, question mark, V equals 5, DIZDSYOH 4I. One large prayer structured like the Rosary. Two voices speaking at once. You think you know me? Tremor. Every moment. Hear the notes ring out now. Above the fire, we sung in discontent. Below the valley, we herald and disconnect. Above the clouds, we waited, and below the furrow, we buried, lull, dial tone. Deliver from me. It was all good just a week ago. Not a moment too soon, the earth will shatter without you. The root of the word spirit is the Latin spirare, to breathe. It then becomes synonymous with life and living, including in the religious sense, the Holy Spirit. Then of great relevance to the development of the word as we use it in connection with substances is what happens. Long for nothing more prevalent than this ultimate eternal confirmation and seal. Places a bird to rest, bleached by the sun and warped, rinse in the rain, you are born. I thought I reached the sky, but I was just falling. I don't want to lose you. I dug out my body, displaced the dirt, fell from the earth, strained to see the light. Can you beyond? I don't want to be afraid anymore. I spun back and still lapsed. I spun around and still collapsed. I wish I could be better. I'm trying to be, but I know I'm failing. Poems. The ashes in our corners. He cries. If I say I will not mention the name, or speak any more in his name, then within me there is something like the burning fire shut up in my bones. Do you have trouble falling asleep? Nausea, upset stomach, hot or cold spells, numbness, tingling in parts of your body, trouble catching your breath? Our remains are not in our eyes. This train won't stop, 'cause there are no signs. Wrapped you up in my torn shirt, my child wanes against the nightline. I was cold and alone. You found me, peeling away in the corridors.
asking for help. I want to be here, I said to you. I'm no longer scared. I'm that scared little girl when I found out my mom died, having a dream the night she died. She said she heard her mother's voice pleading. I didn't mean it. I just stepped inside and the door slammed shut behind me. I didn't mean it. We then got a call a few hours later that they had passed away. Continue the Rosary. To know the objects continue to exist even though they can no longer be seen or heard.
Our obsession with insignificance and impermanence rots us in the cold reflection of matter with shards of glass below our feet. You were young and your heart was an open book. We are the children of no one. No, I cannot forget this feeling, and that's just the way it goes. To the dead, to the wonder I left, I held oceans within, left stars ahead, and all for once we kept. Empty sweats, cada dia, so many roads. Overture, source the apathy in us. I left, edit, ashamed and frazzled, melting in the dunes I was just passing through. Resting corrosion, notes in our lobes, enthralled in your disgust, a pearly executed design. Lift all your woes, oh, let me go. An effigy that I believed, read to me, the creaks of we, the nodding cease, a fury peace, a memory, little feasts beneath our knees, an elegy, little specks in our toes. Oh, left me all alone to cast the first stone. Beyond this vast abyss? Well, I don't know anything about its access, replied she, but I know it didn't turn around. For if it did, we'd all be tumbled off, and as to its being round, anyone can see it's a square piece of ground, standing on a rock.
But upon what does it stand? Why, on another, to be sure. But what supports the last? I am mirrored within it, took this fall together, placed petals round us, played the song on the radio, the one that gets your heart quaking. Tell me that it'll be fine. Soul was animus, M. The ghost, anima, F. So it would appear that the linkage between breath and spirit does not emerge from us. One day we will be scrubbed from our existence, the skin peeled from the bone, a chunk of cartilage from our ear light in the corner. I still can't see from that evening. Piece by piece I was deteriorating. The water washed away what was left, a mush of flesh light in the streets, 20 dimes with no ounces, obscuring the beauty, constant seconds, trotting out an apology, salting the earth for the entree. Through the peaks of trees, piedras, to the meadows of El Prado, we will speak, ringed and uprooted, the tendril. Can you hear the tearing of my sternum? The caterpillar in my throat? The matador was defeated, the rib cracked as the gullet filled with blood. They sputtered until they were crawling in a puddle of their self. In the panel I was unrecognizable. I never wanted to let go. One day, someday, we'll make it. I never knew forgiveness, conversational music, without grace. I was still grateful. Symptoms of cirrhosis. Cirrhosis is a late-stage liver disease in which healthy liver tissue is replaced with scar tissue and the liver is permanently damaged. Scar tissue keeps your liver from working properly.
Many types of liver diseases and conditions injure healthy liver cells, causing cell death and inflammation. This is followed by cell repair and finally tissue scarring as a result of the repair process. The scar tissue blocks the flow of blood through the liver and slows the liver's ability to process nutrients, hormones, drugs, and natural toxins, poisons. It also reduces the production of proteins and other substances made by the liver. Cirrhosis eventually keeps the liver from working properly. Late-stage cirrhosis is life-threatening. Deep in the water, I was caught up. Don't let go just yet. I was cold and alone. You found me, peeling away in the corridors, asking for help. I want to be here, I said to you. I'm no longer scared. Symptoms of cirrhosis. Initially, a person may have no symptoms at all. This is called compensated cirrhosis. In fact, a person may live many years with cirrhosis without being aware that his or her liver is scarred. This is because the pressure in the portal vein is not yet too high, and there are still enough healthy liver cells to keep up with the body's needs. However, if nothing is done about the cause of cirrhosis, continuing to drink heavily, for example, or if the underlying disease such as hepatitis goes untreated, the pressure in the portal vein may increase to the point where the few remaining worker cells are overwhelmed. As cirrhosis progresses, the most common symptoms are weakness, fatigue, loss of appetite, nausea, vomiting, weight loss, abdominal pain and bloating when fluid accumulates in the abdomen, itching, spider-like blood vessels on the skin. So spirit as in essence, almost soul, rather than linking to any depiction of a spirit. However, the imagery used for the ethereal spirit may well be based on how alcohol burns. No, there is no cure for cirrhosis. The damage already done to your liver is permanent. However, depending on the underlying cause of your cirrhosis, there may be actions you can take to keep your cirrhosis from getting worse. These actions include
Hi. Oh, I'm glad I got you. I've been thinking about calling and stuff. It's just time just kind of slips away, and it's been so busy and stuff. But I've been thinking of you and wanting to reach out and just talk a little bit, see how you're doing, and just kind of fill you in, you know how we're doing and stuff. But things are going okay. Not really getting better, but but we're okay. And I just wanted to let you know that we both think of you. And I'm sorry that I don't keep in touch more, but we're doing okay, and I just didn't want you to worry or be wondering. So I just wanted to call and hear your voice and see how you're doing. Well, I'm glad. It's good to hear. Well, we're going to be okay. We'll be okay. But thank you. I appreciate that. And we think of you often too. Yeah, if there's anything I think of, I'll let you know. I just wanted to hear your voice and let you know, we are thinking of you often. I'll try and do better about keeping in contact.
Necessary stage of the healing process. Be willing to feel your anger, even though it may seem endless. The more you truly feel it, the more it will begin to dissipate and the more you will heal. There are many other emotions under the anger, and you will get to them in time. But anger is the emotion we are most used to managing. The truth is that anger has no limits. It can extend not only to your friends, the doctors, your family, yourself and your loved one who died, but also to God. You may ask, where is God in this? Underneath anger is pain, your pain. It is natural to feel deserted and abandoned, but we live in a society that fears anger. Anger is strength and it can be an anchor, giving temporary structure to the nothingness of loss. At first, grief feels like being lost at sea, no connection to anything. Then you get angry at someone. Maybe a person who didn't attend the funeral. Maybe a person who isn't around. Maybe a person who is different now that your loved one has died. Suddenly you have a structure your anger toward them. The anger becomes a bridge over the open sea, a connection from you to them. It is something to hold on to. And a connection made from the strength of anger feels better than nothing. We usually know more about suppressing anger than feeling it. The anger is just another indication of the intensity of your love. Bargaining before a loss, it seems like you will do anything if only your loved one would be spared. Please God, you bargain. Bargaining may take the form of a temporary truce.
To pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the starry crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, sisters, let's go down, come on down. Oh, sisters, let's go down to pray. As I went down in the river to pray, studying about that good old way, and who shall wear the robe and crown? Good Lord, show me the way. Oh, brothers, let's go down, come on down. Come on, brothers, let's go down in the river to pray.
The chamber of Guff, a frail place infinitely expanded into Sunday Valley, removed the wires from my membrane, the hours early in the morning. Then the sun was climbing up with those same stars that accompanied it on the world's first day, the day divine love set the beauty turning. So the hour and sweet season of creation encouraged me to think I could get past. I had a dream I was flying over all of us. There were so many pretty people, so many pretty faces. I talked to some birds, I found love again, and none of this ever ended. Everything just kept going, and going, and going. And even when you laughed, you cried, and even when you were sad, you were really happy, because you were here, and I got to meet every star, every planet, everything that made me. And we all kissed and became the same. We became the same. We became the same. We became the same. We became the same. I became the same, and then you became the same. I saw the same, and then I knew I was sane. And all I saw was the love and the give, in the morning and the light, and all that it is. In the morning and the light, and all that it is. In the morning and the light, and all that it is. I continued the Rosary. Chapter 7.
Sometimes I just want to cry. I can't do much more than I already am. Please don't give up yet. I've yet to understand any of this. But somehow my stomach just has more to spill. I oft forget where I am. I've lost the message.
A veces solo quiero llorar, no puedo hacer mucho más de lo que ya estoy. Por favor, no te rindas todavía. Todavía tengo que entender nada de esto. Pero de alguna manera mi estómago tiene más que derramar. A menudo olvido dónde estoy. He perdido el mensaje. Odio este sufrimiento. Por favor, libérame una vez más.
I remember you placing stars on the ceiling to keep us lit. To not let the night fade without a glint. I remember you out there in the moon, cold and alone, with nothing to give.
What if I devote the rest of my life to helping others? Then can I wake up and realize this has all been a bad dream? We become lost in a maze of if only, or what if, statements. We want life returned to what is was. We want our loved one restored. We want to go back in time, find the tumor sooner, recognize the illness more quickly, stop the accident from happening. If only, if only, if only. Guilt is often bargaining's companion. The if-onlys cause us to find fault in ourselves and what we think we could have done differently. We may even bargain with the pain. We will do anything not to feel the pain of this loss. We remain in the past, trying to negotiate our way out of the hurt. People often think of the stages as lasting weeks or months. They forget that the stages are responses to feelings that can last for minutes or hours as we flip in and out of one and then another. We do not enter and leave each individual stage in a linear fashion. We may feel one, then another and back again to the first one. Depression after bargaining. Our attention moves squarely into the present. Empty feelings present themselves, and grief enters our lives on a deeper level, deeper than we ever imagined. This depressive stage feels as though it will last forever.
A long drive on a cloudy day, going to the hospital. As we get there, and I'm called in because I have an opportunity to spend time with him.
I reach out to hold his foot while the doctor is talking, and I feel an electric shock run through my body. Is this it? I ask myself. Is this it? Was that life? Or is there still life? I don't know what to think. And I really can't hear what the doctor's saying anymore. And a flash of memories run through my mind. I'm hopeful, but doubtful at the same time. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear. Happy birthday to you.
Dios te salve María, llena eres de gracia, el Señor es contigo. Bendita eres entre todas las mujeres y bendito es el fruto de tu vientre Jesús.
Santa María, Madre de Dios, ruega por nosotros pecadores, ahora y en la hora de nuestra muerte. Amén.
Dios te salve María, llena eres de gracia, el Señor es contigo. Bendita eres entre todas las mujeres y bendito es el fruto de tu vientre, Jesús.
Santa María, Madre de Dios, ruega por nosotros pecadores, ahora y en la hora de nuestra muerte. Amén.
Dios te salve María, llena eres de gracia, el Señor es contigo. Bendita eres entre todas las mujeres y bendito es el fruto de tu vientre, Jesús.
Santa María, Madre de Dios, ruega por nosotros pecadores, ahora y en la hora de nuestra muerte. Amén.
Dios te salve María, llena eres de gracia, el Señor es contigo. Bendita eres entre todas las mujeres y bendito es el fruto de tu vientre, Jesús.
Santa María, Madre de Dios, ruega por nosotros pecadores, ahora y en la hora de nuestra muerte. Amén.
Dios te salve María, llena eres de gracia, el Señor es contigo. Bendita eres entre todas las mujeres y bendito es el fruto de tu vientre, Jesús.
Pecadores, ahora y en la hora de nuestra muerte. Amén.
Dios te salve María, llena eres de gracia, el Señor es contigo. Bendita eres entre todas las mujeres y bendito es el fruto de tu vientre, Jesús.
Santa María, Madre de Dios, ruega por nosotros pecadores, ahora y en la hora de nuestra muerte. Amén.
Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup runneth over. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever. The earth is the Lord's, and the fullness thereof, the world and they that dwell therein. For he hath founded it upon the seas, and established it upon the floods. Who shall ascend into the hill of the Lord, or who shall stand in his holy place? he that hath clean hands and a pure heart, who hath not lifted up his soul unto vanity, nor sworn deceitfully, he shall receive the blessing from the Lord and righteousness from the God of his salvation. This is a generation of them that seek him, that seek thy face, O Jacob. Selah.
Hello? Yeah, no, hi. No, I'm sorry. I've been meaning to call and to let you know, but no, we are okay. No, it's just, no, it's a lot of it is me, and just, I'm working through stuff and trying to take care of myself, but I haven't been feeling too good, but but I'm working on stuff so that I can be okay, and but we're good, and I think everything's gonna be fine, and I'll keep doing what I need to for myself to make sure that I'm strong and I'm okay. No, I'm sorry. I'll call soon. Yeah, I can't talk right now, but I'll call you soon. Okay, thank you. Okay, I love you too. Bye-bye.
Warm, bright sun on a clear day. A brother and sister playing in the ditch. They run through the open fields, consumed by overgrown weeds and grass. The soft purple and blue of dusk consume the sky. A bright kite sails overhead with the gentle breeze. The sound of soft dirt and gravel break the morning light. Laughter, voices, the squeaking of bike chains. Faster we ride. Who will be the first to reach the end of the road? We climb the unwanted tree. Can we be seen? Earthworms lie still on the puddled dirt road. Will they move? Will they come near me? How do I get past them without disrupting them? White winter snow, snow boots, a furry gray coat. Am I the only one who is out of place? Non-expressive, warm inside, only I know what I feel. Hiding in the darkest of night, laughter, whispers, and the soft hum of the lone street light. 1, 2, 3, I see, is called out. Silence, stillness are the key. Now is my chance, a quick sprint to set them all free. Little cousin, where are you? I still put up signs, hoping one day you will turn up.
We withdraw from life, left in a fog of intense sadness, wondering, perhaps, if there is any point in going on alone? Why go on at all? Depression after a loss is too often seen as unnatural. A state to be fixed, something to snap out of. The first question to ask yourself is whether or not the situation you're in is actually depressing. The loss of a loved one is a very depressing situation, and depression is a normal and appropriate response. To not experience depression after a loved one dies would be unusual. When a loss fully settles in your soul, the realization that your loved one didn't get better this time and is not coming back is understandably depressing. If grief is a process of healing, then depression is one of the many necessary steps along the way. Acceptance is often confused with the notion of being all right or okay with what has happened. This is not the case. Most people don't ever feel okay or all right about the loss of a loved one. This stage is about accepting the reality that our loved one is physically gone and recognizing that this new reality is the permanent reality. We will never like this reality or make it okay, but eventually we accept it. We learn to live with it. It is the new norm with which we must learn to live. We must try to live now in a world where our loved one is missing. In resisting this new norm, at first many people want to maintain life as it was before a loved one died. In time, through bits and pieces of acceptance, however, we see that we cannot maintain the past intact. It has been forever changed and we must readjust. We must learn to reorganize roles, reassign them to others or take them on ourselves. Finding acceptance may be just having more good days than bad ones. As we begin to live again and enjoy our life, we often feel that in doing so, we are betraying our loved one. We can never replace what has been lost, but we can make new connections, new meaningful relationships, new interdependencies. Instead of denying our feelings, we listen to our needs, we move. We change, we grow, we evolve. We may start to reach out to others and become involved in their lives. We invest in our friendships and in our relationship with ourselves. We begin to live again. But we cannot do so until we have given grief its time.
Oh my god.
Por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí. Y por eso los grandes amores de muchos colores me gustan a mí.